Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to podcast number 17. We have some amazing topics and topics that we have to bring back because there has been some news revelation update on those topics, and I'm kind of really interested in bringing those back. Instead of me just here speaking about this stuff, let's go ahead and get our topic started. We have our first topic, which is Apple's will let Epic Games users sign in with Apple's for a bit longer. What do you think about that, Joe? Because this is like mind-boggling. Like, there's so much dispute going on. So go ahead and let us know.
Yeah, it's Apple trying to, I don't know. It was Epic Games talking about how they how Apple was basically telling them that they're going to get rid of the sign in with Apple, but then because it's kind of like because Epic Games made it a deal and then talked about it, and then maybe people pushed back, or Apple just wants to look a little bit better. Then they said that they're not going to take it down at the date that Epic Games said that September 11th, and instead they're kind of like indefinite, extension. And so Epic Games then in retaliation said, well, we still think you should make sure your login and your username are up to date with a different method, because we don't know when Apple's going to take it down.
Yeah, so it's definitely true, man. This is just mind-boggling. I do hope that they do some kind of come into situation, resolve this issue that's going on and make it more efficient. And hopefully that Google and Epic Games actually, not at Google, Apple actually, and then may actually kind of make a compromise and actually make everything back to the way they were officially, and everything just dwindles together back up. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a time frame that that's going to happen, Joe?
Well, it'll, something's happening each week. I didn't hear about this before, but it looks like Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has been more detailed about what he actually means. Like, I guess the profit way that he envisions it is like 88-12 split in favor of developers. So, Apple would take 12%, because I guess with the Epic Game Store, that's what Epic Games does, is take 12%. And so that's what I didn't hear about that before. I guess that's what they think is a more reasonable percentage.
It does. It really does sound like more of a better solution. So hopefully they do take something similar to that and place into effect, man.
Yeah, or at least some compromise between 12% and 30% or something. Or nothing will happen, but it's all basically probably what will happen in the courts, because if the courts don't rule, they probably won't change it, because Google does it that way. YouTube takes more than that. And yeah, it's a lot of it. The market is based on, what consumers will do, what the courts will do, and somewhere in between there.
Yeah. Yeah, I do hope so. If anybody has questions, please feel free to comment down below, and in any sections in, if we go on to the next topic, you could still, if we don't answer your question, we'll get to your question in the next topic. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, and I was gonna also say that, like, I heard some stuff about what Sweeney was saying. He was, he's basically saying, like, because he's like, he's achieved success. He doesn't like it that developers have to work so hard, and everybody else benefits so much from their labor. So he just sees himself different than other, like, Silicon Valley, executives.
Yeah.
He considers himself a bit of an outsider. And yeah, I don't know. I just heard him on, like, NPR talking. It was pretty interesting. He was talking about, like, how for a while he was putting a whole bunch of money into, like, Corvettes, and then he was putting it into a bunch of, like, land. And I don't know. He just get us a little bit into his mindset, but he's just a little bit of a rebel.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see what's going to happen. And then I think within, like, another 2 to 3 weeks, we'll hear some more court stuff. And we'll keep you
Yeah, yeah,
informed.
definitely, guys. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go to the next topic. If there's no questions, as we don't see anything. So next topic is, dude, this is like bringing back a company that had just disappeared a few years ago and resurrected it back. It's like coming back from like the Walking Dead. Sorry, I'm bringing that up, but we're bringing up Gateway returns to the PC market. What do you think about that, Joe? Do you think it's gonna do a real good comeback?
Well, Gateway never really was like a brand that I paid attention to. I do remember the logo, so that's something, but I don't think it would have ever swayed me, you know? It never had any influence. I never like thought like that was a really good brand or anything. But apparently Acer bought them out in 2008, and they think that I'm guessing that they didn't use Gateway as much, and they just used a lot of their ecosystem of their company, like the shipping or whatever. You know, when you buy another company out, you know, all those different resources. And so I guess they didn't care to like keep Gateway branding going strong.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you
Oh
remember
man, I
Gateway?
remember them. I used to help out with I did a lot of computer work on the side, and I do remember when Gateway was around, and I've used it. Not me personally, but for my clients, I've actually done a lot of repairs for my clients, and actually I've done that. Like, I've used it. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They're not. They were the best machines at some points in time, but they never really upgrade. I've never seen them compared to like Dell, HP, Acer, and who's the other one? Lenovo. I've never really seen them compared to that. The hardware wise, they were just pretty much almost more for personal use at the low level, and that's all I ever saw. Like for that, like for home use, they were mainly just for that, but not for gaming. They were just main
Yeah.
for just, hey, I need a new computer. What's the best one? Well, Gateway's a good company just for home use. It's not too expensive. It was just decent. It was just good enough just to use. That's what I've always saw. But when it comes to, if you want more intense gaming, you got your Acer, Lenovo, Asus, Dell, HP. Those are the companies that I've always been seeing and always used for others, like a little bit of gaming, a little bit more high intense stuff. I'm not saying they're all made for gaming, but just for certain, just to get enough done. That's to what I've seen.
Yeah, and I guess I probably just take it for granted because, when I got the new computer, I had my brothers help me put it together because I was just, the summer and everything, and guess you take it for granted that like basically Lenovo and Gateway and everything like that, they're just like, it's like you take the pre-built computers that are really expensive and then you're just bringing it down to like the low end, and they're just pre-built. And
Yeah,
so
because today,
people like I've had like bad experiences with different companies, and you're like, okay, well, maybe that company, I'll go to a different company and see if I have a better customer service
correct.
experience. So that's I guess that'd be the point of why people like the branding of
Yeah,
Gateway.
definitely. Yeah, everything for Gateway, I've never had a complaint, but I personally never knew that. Like you mentioned, Gateway got bought out by Acer. I didn't know that. I found out
Yeah.
after reading this article, and that's because I've been doing AT&T. I've been doing technology for nearly almost 13 years, and I didn't know that. I thought they just lost business.
Yeah.
Like Kodak disappeared. I didn't know what happened. I still don't know what happened much about what happened, why it went down. I'm pretty sure you know more
Yeah.
about that history, but that's a whole different topic about.
No, actually, no. Sorry. No, I when some of these companies just get swallowed up, sometimes it just, just it's not even a headline, So, uh, yeah, I guess it depends if like I didn't really buy. I was just paying attention more when I bought computers. So like, okay, it's Intel or AMD. I didn't really care what company was making it because I didn't really have any technical
Yeah,
problems.
and you were not.
Like when one of my friends were like, "Oh yeah, Dells are the best," and I'm like, I don't really care. You're right.
I'm the same way here, man. I've always used Dell, always recommended Dell. Yeah, I've done Lenovo and I've done Asus, recommendations, but I recommend a lot now Dell and Asus, because Asus you could actually do a lot of gaming on it compared to what I've heard. Dell Alienware for hardware for gaming, you can't really it's nowhere near, and it's too expensive for Alienware versus Asus. Asus you could do a lot of
Yeah.
interchangeable parts and stuff like that. So that's to what I know of. But besides that,
Yeah. And it depends on what market you're in. If you just want something that doesn't have any, you don't have to really call up technical support because something's not working right. Like if that company puts in really cheap power supplies, you're probably going to have, more customer complaints. And then when you go to the high end of custom, I really don't like it where the reason why I didn't go custom is some of those custom companies don't really have enough
yeah,
custom. They're like just higher end parts that are just like the cheaper Lenovo, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's just a higher price tag and not necessarily a lot more configurations.
yeah, definitely. And
It's like they're going to give you the one RAM speed, and then you can maybe change about 8 or 16 or 32 gigabytes,
yeah,
but you can't really change anything
correct. And I
else.
just wonder how they're going to compete now since they're coming back. Where do they come? What kind of hardware specs are they coming back with? Because right now you got the Chromebooks coming out. You like so many new Chromebooks, tablets are coming out. You got new nanometer process, but more nanometers hardware. So are they going to be able to keep up with all this? Because I really haven't heard Acer coming up in the market. But I
Yeah.
haven't heard none of that. But I've been hearing more HP, Dell, and Asus and Lenovo. Those
Yeah.
are the only companies I know about that are producing hardware specs, but
Yeah.
nothing on any other
Well,
company.
yeah. Well, it looks like they're going to be doing like the cheap ones, the slim ones at $200, and they're going to go all the way up to $1,200 for their like 16-inch laptops. So they're going to have like RTX 2060s in some of them, and NVIDIA 1650s and stuff. And some Ryzen 4600 processors. So I assume they're going to just have a whole bunch of different, configurations, and it just depends on whether people are like, I don't care about which one, and then they go with the gateway, right? Which then you're wondering, okay, if they go with the gateway, is it the logo? Is it the name and the logo? Why don't they go with Acer? Acer laptops or something. So I'm always intrigued, like, us, right? YouTubers, we put a different thumbnail on a video and it performs way better. That's basically what Acer is doing. They're going back to a different logo, different thumbnail for a company that they bought up.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to recreate the magic that was Gateway with like whatever specs that they used that were stable and the customer service. And so
Another thing.
you gotta wonder if they bought them up. What did they buy them up for? Just like to get rid of the competition, or do they use them? They had some kind of resources or some kind of suppliers that they wanted, or all the above.
Yeah. And also too, Gateway was more. I've always seen them at what's that place called? Walmart. I've seen them, majority of them at Walmart. I don't know if you remember ever going to Walmart so many times when you were young, and you go to the electronics and you see a Gateway. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I went to Walmart a lot, but I actually was looking more at like the consoles at that time. But also for me, it's just going to like Sam's Club. So like seeing Sam's Club PCs, and I never really looked at which company was. I was always looking at the specs. I was never looking at the company name.
Really?
Yeah, I just never.
I was more. I would go to Walmart and I would comparing brands and hardware and comparing speeds. But I was comparing so much and what's bigger, what's the latest tech. And that's my every time I go to Walmart, even till today, But now technology has advanced so much and so fast, way beyond my knowledge. I can't keep up, man.
No, for me, it was just like, oh, is it Pentium 2? It's now Pentium 3. It's Pentium 4. It's duo core,
Yeah,
and so that was, I paid attention to those specs. I'm like, oh yeah, it's only like 8 GB, or like over time, and then you're like, oh well, actually, then I felt you fell out of love with the ones in the stores, because you're like, oh, you can go buy the parts and make a better one, so like,
correct,
yeah.
correct, definitely.
So, but yeah, there's a lot of, I even still, I mean, that's why I had my brothers help me. I still have anxiety about putting a computer together, because you're like, you buy all these expensive parts and trying to put them together and just making sure that like you don't mess up. And some of the parts are kind of sensitive, like putting the glue on, and then you know, just making sure that, oh my gosh, wiring a case, it's a little bit more complicated. So I had some help with
Oh,
that.
when I did it at work, he tested us out after our project that we worked on. He's like, okay, we need you to get a case. We need to get this motherboard, get the power supply, put it together. No, we're talking about no CPU, no nothing, no RAM. Put it all together and actually hardwire the case. That's what we did. And it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I love putting the cases together and stuff like that. And also too, that you kind of brought that up, a good point. How are their cases are gonna be? Like, are they gonna be small, very small, ultra small form factors? Or are they gonna be mini towers? Or are they gonna be desktop towers, thin towers?
The way I interpret it, I think they're going to stick to just laptops.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I think. So we'll be looking in Walmart to see what's up. Are they going to just go with the note? I think they're just going to go with notebooks and tablets.
Interesting.
So you saying they used to have like a lot of desktops
Back in the
right?
day, a lot of touchscreens. They were not touchscreens, but all in ones. They were known for those.
Yeah. So that they bring the tablet back.
I guess so, man. I really guess.
Yeah. So they're going to be Gateway and Walmart are going to be teaming up.
I can't wait to see that. I'm gonna go.
And apparently, again, because it was a brand that was very popular in North America, so it's going to be in, actually, United States, and be United States and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. But before we go to the next topic, I want to just congratulate all my subscribers here for helping me reach to 1,000. So I applaud you guys. Like, thank you very, very, very much to helping me get to 1,000 subscribers, man. Let's keep grinding and let's keep going. And thank you for supporting our channel and helping Joe out too as well on this. So let's go ahead and go into the next topic instead of just here mumbling away our my 1,000 subscriber gain. So next topic is, we have an amazing thing. It's the Amazon Echo Alexa versus the Google Home Assistant. So do you have an Echo or a Google Home for yourself?
No, I don't have one of those. I only have the AI that is forced upon me. So I have it on Windows 10. I don't use it, and then I have it on my mobile, and I have just used like Google like voice prompt for like searching on Google, or voice to text. But that's all. I've never used any of these smart systems.
Really?
Yeah, it's because I'm kind of against them. I know that like all my emails and everything else are being like recorded and everything, probably my phone calls and everything. I just don't like the whole, like there's that the sci-fi of like the computer that controls your whole home and everything.
I can't wait to get to that point.
Yeah, I just, the Simpsons episode where the computer took over and like fell in love with Marge and stuff. That just kind of like stuck with me, that like I don't want that much control being given over to AI.
I really want to that point that I want everything automated in my house. That's what I want. I want less to do less, but actually be able to manage my system and actually know at least logs and stuff like that, so I could keep track. That's my point to my industry that I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
And technology is revolutionizing to that. And don't get me wrong, I do have an Alexa. Hopefully she's not listening to me. Because if I say her name, then she turns on and she's like, "Oh, can I help you?" I'm like, shut the hell up. Because last time I said something, I was talking, and then she starts saying some other things, and sometimes she'll play a music on, and I didn't even tell her to play music. And also, too, there has been cases, people getting arrested because Alexa snitched on them. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah, and that was something that we were saying about, like, both of them kind of have their privacy concerns, with the Google or the Amazon AI, that you're just saying to turn it off and to make sure that you have it, like, I don't know. How do you make sure that it doesn't record at the wrong
Correct.
time?
I worked. I don't like talking about this. It was a time before these two products came into effect. I was working on a top secret project on that. And I told you, Joe, and I really don't bring this up much. I was working on that project, and I got it done about 50%, and I threw it away. But if anybody's interested in partnering up and working on a self built Alexa built, like, privately, if you want to team up, feel free to let us know, and we could give you some ideas, and maybe you could just throw our names on there too as well. And I have some great ideas for a private Echo for us, and to be on the market with you guys to help you make sure we actually have a privacy, not like Alexa and Google Home. You know what I'm talking about, Joe?
Yeah.
Our own,
Yeah, I know
our own, and we actually create people's privacy. If you want to team up, feel free, contact us. But besides that, I don't like having Alexa around. Sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I wonder if a Google Home is much better. But then, like you're saying, there's also issues on that too.
Which one did you like? Have you tested? Did you test both out before
No,
you got
I
one?
just have a Google Home Assistant. I don't have a Google. I don't. I have an Echo Alexa. That's all I have. I don't have the Google Home. I want one so bad so I could test it. But
What made you go with the Echo?
I don't know why. I think it's because I get notifications from my packages. That's why I went with it.
Oh, okay.
Packages and then movies or music. But the thing is, as time goes on, here's the thing: that Alexa, there's a catch to Alexa. That if you listen to a music that's released today, it's free to air for so many plays. After that number of plays, it puts it into the market that you have to pay for it. Nobody knows that. I used to listen to so many different types of music, and now I can't listen to them because I have to pay for them now. And that's kind of stupid. Why do I got to pay for something that I was listening to for free before, and now I have to pay for it?
Yeah.
But go ahead, Joe. What were we going to say?
No, I was going to say that was the draw of the Echo, is that the Echo has more of an ecosystem where the Google one wouldn't necessarily be connected to Amazon.
Really? I thought it was connected.
Well, that I don't think it was that it doesn't connect for, like, for purchasing, for you know what I mean? But that's how I interpreted that. It's just the Echo is like incorporated into Amazon, and the Google one isn't. So the Google one isn't incorporated, or was it? Maybe I'm confused about that. But also the maybe the Echo isn't, it's not connected to like YouTube and Google probably, or something. So some there's some incompatibility. Either one, I can't remember which one is. Yeah, unless you know.
If you feel like we said something that's wrong, or we didn't say, we just say much more, you could comment down below and give us more information if we missed stuff. We're not gonna take it to heart or anything, like, not gonna hurt our feelings, but we do like to know what's out there. So if you have any comments or things that we said wrong, or give us more information, hey, comment in the comment section, and leave a comment in the feed, whatever, even Anchor, whatever, we're here to listen to you guys too. So don't feel like we're not going to listen to your opinions. So just throw it out there, man. Just throw it out there, even if you're wrong. It's okay. Okay, we're all humans. We're not AIs like these like Alexa and Google Home, and the upcoming topic.
Yeah.
Well, we're not perfect. We're learning.
So yeah, I mean, it all depends on which one, has it's basically people like tied into the ecosystem. They're like, I've used this product, I'm going to keep using the product. And then does it offer the functions that I want? Does it connect to what I use it for? And so the argument is that not a lot of people would move over from one to the other. They're kind of like tied into the ecosystem, and they have to really get burned, or like it seems that the Amazon are like offering tons of
Yeah,
features, where Google is like trying to like produce like a fine wine. They're trying to like make their good product better, but do it more gradually.
makes sense.
Yeah. So Echo has a lot more different things like smart speakers and other functions like that.
Yeah, and then also too that wasn't it who was first? Wasn't it the Amazon Echo? Wasn't that one the first one to actually be able to control lights and stuff like that versus the Home, or they were both launched at the same time, the same features?
Sorry, I was checked out when that was
I was
happening.
like, what the heck is happening in this world right now? Things are coming out, and then these two little AIs come out, and I'm like, I'm lost. And they keep evolving. It keeps evolving, man. The hardware, the software, the applications, the everything just going AI, and that's kind of like freaking me out more. Yes, I do. Like I said, I do want it, and this is what I want, but it's coming. It's coming to reality. Like just thinking about it, like holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, there's some places that I like it a lot, like voice to text, or um, like teleprompter, or just other things like
Mhm.
that. Um, I can't think. There's a few other ones that I would be okay with, but yeah, I'm just not a person who like bear hugs AI. I'm just like, I'll use you for a small fraction, and you can stay out of everything else.
No, I'm that person.
Yeah.
I'm that person just being thrown into the fire. Because I wanted to get smart lights so I could actually control whenever I do podcasts and stuff like that, or do live streams. Hey, turn this on, turn that on, turn this on, so I know how to get it from my seat. But no,
Would it be funny if the lights can tell your tone and then they change the color based on your tone?
that's exactly what happens to my car. Yeah, I
Oh
have
yeah.
it's sound lights or something. I forgot what they're called. It's a smart light. If you speak, it changes the colors and it bounces the colors. And it's my disco ball that I have when I drive for Lyft and Uber. And whenever I put music at a certain decibel, it actually bounces the lights to different colors. It's pretty dope. A lot of my riders get like it, and that's why I get a lot of tips. So it uses, I don't know if that's AI, but that's pretty god. That's hell smart, man. That's hell of smart. Whoever thought of that idea, they were, man. I give you props. But I can't wait to see AI and how much more it's going to come into the vehicle section too as well. And I is it Alexa or Google Home in your vehicle already, or no, not yet? You don't know?
No, I
I know
don't know.
Google has something in there, and I know Tesla has some kind of be able to talk to you. I don't know if they have Alexa or Google Home in there. Kind of curious on that. Gotta look into that.
If Tesla's teamed up with
I
any of them.
wonder. I really wonder on that. Uh,
Well, everybody is competing on AI in different ways.
yeah, definitely. Software, hardware, everything's evolving on those two. Well, besides that, man, going to the next topic. We're going to. This is a crazy one. This was kind of mind blowing for me that the Pentagon was planning to create a kind of a dispute between a pilot versus a AI controlled fighter jet. What do you think about that, Joe?
Yeah, they've been They've been testing having the AI controlled fighter do virtual fights between actual pilots, who like do
Hmm.
simulators and such. And they found that the AI, they had a competition of like 5 companies, and one of them beat the human pilot, I think 5 times in a row.
Yeah, it was something about that, and and it is crazy, like that it does that, and also the maneuvering. I don't know if you read the article towards it.
Yeah, I
it
did. Yeah,
goes it's straight at the plane. Then at the last second, it moves away it's like a scare tactic.
yeah. It doesn't. Well, it shoots it at the optimal time, which a normal pilot would be concerned for their life, and they wouldn't get that close. But the plane is like, I can do an angle that you can't handle because of the G forces or because of how close our wings are going to be. But I'm not going to hit that other plane, and I'm going to take that plane down. I'm going to take that shot that's really scary
Uh,
because it doesn't. I guess it doesn't care for its life, but it doesn't want to get injured. But it's more accurate than humans. So it can maneuver the plane because we talked about like the G force, like the gravity,
yeah,
right? They don't have to
they don't have enough.
they don't have to experience that. They don't have to get better at that because they don't feel it in the AI in the virtual world.
Interesting.
So they're not they're taking out like the whole nausea part, and a human wouldn't get that close because they can't be that accurate. You know, like you could do what you want with like a surgeon hand or whatever, but like the AI is going to replace the surgeon eventually.
Very interesting.
So this is it's kind of scary, in the sense that they say that they joke about it. They say that uh, the defense secretary said that the machine cannot and will not fully replace flesh and blood or feel the need for speed, in the immortal words of Maverick in the 1986 flick. So yeah, it's kind of scary though, because like it's basically showing that we could get to the point where we have AI controlling the plane, fighting our wars, and sure, humans sent that AI into battle, but you know, I guess it's kind of like of the whole like Hiroshima thing, right? I guess the argument would be we didn't start the fight, right? So if you didn't start the fight, then you're in the moral superiority to use AI controlled fighters in taking down another foreign plane that's, you know, an
Yeah.
aggressor, right? And it's kind of the similar thing about what happened with Hiroshima, saying, well, we didn't start that war, right? So we can use a new technology to save millions of our lives,
Interesting.
you know, where otherwise, nothing's fair in
Yeah,
war.
definitely.
We have the Geneva Conventions where we're trying to like follow certain conventions, but at the same time, somebody creates something new during a world war. It it's like free
Yeah,
for all.
definitely. Free for all the time.
And a world war is a total breakdown because basically a world war is like probably against the Geneva
Yeah,
Conventions. you know,
definitely.
against like the first one, and then there was the second one, and you know, I don't know. It's kind of cool in the same way that maybe the AI will make people not want to fight.
Maybe because
Because maybe it'll be a deterrent, and it'll be like we can't beat them.
and that and that
You know what I mean? Like why
yeah,
try?
definitely. And that's gonna bring out to like the AI taking over the world, and people are afraid. They're looking into SmartNet and stuff like that. This is to kind of bring that out. This is close to SmartNet, guys. Like
Yeah.
everybody's afraid of, but it's controlling wars and everything, and scaring people, and just to make them hide.
Yeah, and it's really scary because it's like it's a fighter jet, you know. So like that takes a lot of expertise to have that in the air, and people have already been talking about like using AI for lesser things, like you already had, yeah, like your automation. Basically, you could do like easier automation of like nukes or other kind of things. But this is a, you're going at like several hundred miles per hour in the air, and you're firing missiles down, and you have to like or up, and or dogfighting, right? You're shooting like they're gonna doing this in. We should mention that this was the virtual. So in 2024, they're gonna do an aerial battle. So it looks like they're gonna like somehow, I guess, get clearance to have like an AI maybe take control of a plane in the air.
Dude.
Stay tuned for that one to see what happens
Hopefully our
there.
podcast is still going on till then.
Because I think what they'll probably do is they won't arm the AI, right? But it'll be shooting like simulation. It'll just be like firing, right? And then like the lasers or whatever, right? They use, or just like sending signals that they sent in the right direction. That'll be part of the battle.
Yeah.
And to show that can it beat a human in the air for real?
Interesting.
And you're letting an AI take control of a plane that's cost millions of dollars.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
So they obviously probably have like a backup, like.
Wonder is there like an auto cutoff too? If they
Yeah.
Is there going to be room for pilot? Yeah. My question is, if they're going to be doing AI on fighter jets, is there going to be room for a manual control? If they need manual.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I don't think it's said in the article on that.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, because I personally think that the AI wouldn't need to take up that much space. But I don't know. It's something that you just don't know about, like how much computing power they have to have in that plane to, keep it safe.
It's gonna be very interesting. Wonder what's gonna happen from that to then.
So, but that'll be like a national security, so we won't know. It'll be like they'll just say, oh, they probably won't even tell us if maybe they will tell us if they're manned or not manned.
Can't wait to know about that when it gets closer. Hopefully these podcasts are still going on until then, so we could cover that breaking news article.
Yeah. And
then, well, that wraps up that topic. About right, Joe? Anything else you want to discuss?
Yeah. No.
Any other questions? You feel like I said, feel free to comment. We're going to move on to the next topic, which is the Google Lens UI redesign inspired by the Pixel camera app. Any suggestion on anything on this, Joe, that you could think of with the Google lenses?
No, but I know that you really like this, so I was wondering if you could tell us.
I love the Google lenses, man. I remember when they first came out, and not like the lenses, but Google glasses, man. I'm like, I get so like excited when I hear about these glasses. I can't wait till they out to the public. Like, you could still buy Google glasses and stuff like that, but the prices are outrageous. Mm-hmm. But they did a redesign on it so they could actually make it more onto the lens, more smoother, more transitions. The shutter, they could instead of just focusing on an app or certain things on there. So this is a lot better than what it was when it first released. I'm like so excited just talking about some of it.
What is its like main focus, like compared to like just taking a picture on a phone?
Yeah, and then I'm hoping that they start going further into it, because like the Google glasses, when they first launched, you were able to do video and stuff like that on it, and I think you could actually do video, but I don't think I heard anything about that, like live streaming to like another Google like live stream to another Google, like Google Hangout or Meet.com, meet.google.com or stuff like that. Hopefully they could go embed more into it, because I really don't see anything about that, just besides that they changed the user interface. It says here they highlighted by a full screen edge to edge look that features rounded viewfinder corners. And then also the filter switcher is now at the very bottom of the screen. You could also switch left or right. Switch with the icon appearing above in the search button.
Yeah, I thought it was intriguing. They said that there's new UI for a homework.
Correct.
Where it can help you solve math problems.
I can't wait to see more on that because that's very intriguing.
So I'm wondering, is this Google Lens like trying to combine a whole bunch of apps into one?
Correct.
That's what it seems like it's like wearing a lot of
Yeah.
hats. You know, it's like it does text, translate, homework, dining. It's like putting like Google Maps with the picture, with the calculator, and yeah, I'm just wondering if it's just like it's just a big app.
Yeah. And the next thing is too that I don't know if you know this, that you don't need to download you know those barcode scanners you used to download back in the day, the infrared
Yep,
QR
the
codes.
QR.
Now your camera actually just reads it automatically. And it's embedded. It's embedded with
Nice.
the camera app. How many people know?
So both Android and iOS.
iOS, I want to say yes as well. I know the Android does because whenever we go to the restaurants, they don't have paper menus no more. You're required to actually use your camera phone and actually just put it over it and it scans the barcode and you just click on it. It takes you to a website. Click it, the website, the PDF opens up on your phone and you can see the menu there. So and that's the interesting part. And now that's Google Lens is coming in, and that is very interesting. And
Did that restaurant or place that tell you ahead of time that was going to happen?
I didn't know anything about this. I just went to
Like you went there and they didn't have a
they
menu?
didn't have a menu at all. They just says, "Oh, our menu's not. We don't have menus anymore. We actually have to use. You're using this whole human malware. We're actually using the app. You actually you scan it. You actually get it on your phone. You download the PDF. You can actually see the menu on your phone. That's what they told us when we walked in.
What kind of place was this? Was it a
It's
sit
sit
down
down,
or
eat
what
it
is
when you
this?
eat in.
Because I would. Oh my gosh, I know there's some people who would go to restaurants and they wouldn't have a phone to scan. So I'm wondering if they were give them a regular menu for that case, or they're gonna give them a tablet because it doesn't matter at that point. You're like, just give them a menu.
Here's another option that me and my friend were talking about. This is before this human malware, and this is like maybe like 2 years ago. Oh no, 3 years ago. Before when I lost everything, I was working for my friend. We were converting his menus because he used to have a menu on the board on the thing. We were thinking about using it putting it on the table and making the table touchscreen.
Yep.
You place it and it comes out into the menu in the back, or put an iPad on the table and then have the client order all their food there. So that's something that we were working on before this whole human malware started. And it's very interesting how they interpret it. This company interpreted that and also now they're using the Google Lens. I don't know if you heard even the Google contact lenses are coming out in the near future.
No, I've not heard about that.
That's a whole new technology that's coming out. It's able to tell you if you're diabetic, your diabetes levels, and stuff like that by telling you by the color in your eye. It lights up. Yeah, it's something new that's still in the works, coming up in the near future. You can't prove that it's out there much, but yeah, Google contact lenses are there's talk about it. Rumor. I've heard about the Google lenses, but I've been waiting for them to make that appearance. But it's just right now. I think it's still in the beta phase. And I don't think it's been out to the public yet. I haven't seen anything about it. If not, I would have bought it already.
Yeah, because I don't know. Personally, I would say for for convenience sake, it probably wouldn't be good for a lot of diabetics. Maybe type 1, but they already have like a arm monitor. And then type 2, I don't know, over time, it just gets to the point where people it's have a hard time managing their diabetes. And yeah, gosh, I don't know. I'll have to have it explained to me if it ever comes to market, because I don't understand how that would work compared to like having a arm bracelet. Just like type 1 diabetics, type 2 could have it on their wristband and they're on their arm, and it could monitor their blood sugar levels.
I see what this app is. It's an app on your phone, Google Lens. You search it with your camera, translate text you see in public. Like if you see a foreign word, You actually put it on
Yeah.
your phone up and your screen, and actually it translates for you. It's like using Google, like your phone to actually convert everything. Explore similar looking items. You actually point your phone at an item, and it'll actually find it on the market online.
Okay.
And
All right. So it's a smart picture,
correct,
basically. It's a smart camera.
correct. That's what it seems like it's doing. I can't really. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for this to come out, and
No, that is the kind of AI
yeah,
that I like.
I'm just now,
You
but
know, the stuff that stuff that like brings you together, brings
correct.
the product with the thing you're experiencing, and it speeds up things, but it's not invasive because you're already going to do a Google search
Correct,
anyway.
and it's. I just wonder how much more has gone into it, because like this could actually be revolutionized if they start doing it with, thinking about it. This could actually probably go with the Neuralink with
Oh,
the,
yeah. Well, sorry.
the
Go on.
Neuralink with what's his name, Elon Musk. This
Yeah.
would actually go good with that, and also the Google glasses, man.
Oh, and I was thinking like, like this is like it helps you look at the market for that product to see
Correct.
where to buy it. But wouldn't it be cool if they had like a video option and you just look at it, you take a, go to the picture and it takes you to YouTube videos
Oh,
because it's Google, right? It takes you to YouTube videos related to that product.
yeah.
I'm just saying it just works, just
My
makes
mind,
sense.
sorry guys, my mind's like so everywhere right now. My mind's like just so blown with all this technology that's out with the Google. Like everybody, I'm just giving you a heads up. When we talk about Google, I'm like, I get so excited about it with the Google lenses, Google glasses, Google everything, guys. I'm just
Yeah, the Google Fiber that should come to
oh man,
Minnesota.
he's been talking about that Google Fiber. He wants it to get there. I have Google Fiber, so pretty much my whole house is almost Google. Except for Google computers, and stuff like that. But like I'm all Google, so
Yeah,
I'm all for Google here. But
give Google some love and keep spreading that fiber everywhere.
help Google. Come
That
on, Google
network.
Fiber, go out there to Minnesota for this guy. He really really needs it. And also,
Comcast needs some competition.
yeah, we need this speed to get up. Yeah, I need to get a new computer too. So hopefully Google could actually provide me a brand new computer somehow. Google, come on, Google.
Alexa, can I have a new computer?
She's gonna tell me no. I need to. She said, go get a Google Home, and ask her.
Go to Walmart and get a gateway.
It's gonna suggest something at the bottom of the line.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna suggest who they're partnered with.
I think that's what it does. I think that's what it's gonna be doing. Well, it seems like there's no questions, guys. This is going to wrap up the podcast. If you do want to support us, man, we're on Anchor .fm. The links are down below. Go check out Joe's channel. Check out our previous podcast. Have a blast, guys. We're just two guys here, just kind of having fun, talking about technology.
Yep, and we'll keep you informed on the tech.
And make sure keep looking out for more of my videos. I'll be posting more videos coming up soon, and Joe will be uploading soon. I'm not sure what your schedule is on uploads or live streaming on your channel, or that's still not disclosed yet to the public, so I'm not sure. I don't want to put you on the spot, Joe.
Yeah, I have some tutorials in the future, but I have a lot of work right now. And so we will try to do that.
I'm same here, man. I'm in the same boat. There's been several things happening personally, but I've been trying to revolutionize everything around my whole personal life and the podcast and the videos and my my channel, and then plus my fiance's channel. I'm kind of like swamped with personal life issues.
Yeah, I think everybody's to-do list is probably twice as long than the normal, and that's partly because everything takes twice as long. Like everything takes twice as much energy to go out and do stuff, because like I don't know about you, Renee, but when I'm wearing the mask, I get a lot more. I get tired a lot more frequently. You know, I know it's like helping protect, slow the spread, and I'm very grateful for that. But it makes everything way
Oh
harder.
yeah.
So everybody's like they're trying to get things done, but it's taking a lot longer. Like everybody's using like tech support, so you call in and it takes even longer to get an answer because everybody's calling
Yeah,
up.
same thing when we were calling in for the unemployment. I was calling for like 5 days. I was on hold for like 8 hours. And I still didn't get a hold of anybody. And then when I looked at my portal the next day after those 8 hour days just being on the phone, man, I was like, it just came and it just landed on my lap. They extended my unemployment and several other things too. So several things have happened. I don't want to go too far into it, but just giving you a heads up that we do have personal lives and we do have a big list coming up. So we will be trying to upload more frequently both of our channels. With a lot, but like I said, issues come up with life.
Yeah, let's just mention before we go, Nvidia is going to be releasing new graphics cards in like a week or two. They're starting to have like, I think this next week, the reviews and the benchmarks will come out, and then like the RTX 3080, and then AMD. There's some leaks coming out about like Radeon graphics. About like can they compete with Nvidia? So it's very exciting. This is a very exciting fall, to stay tuned to, AI, to Nvidia, AMD, like people, the tech world is just
Correct.
thriving. They're just doing everything. They're fighting each other, they're building, they're doing everything.
Also too, didn't they mention the AMD the Ryzen, wasn't it the Ryzen 6000 series?
It's kind of confusing because they do so many different SKUs with like the mobile, and then you're talking about Nvidia's like professional line, like the Quadro, and there's so many leaks, and you're like,
I'm lost already right now at this point in time that I heard so many five different leaks from the AMD. I don't even know where they were for, but I know there was a 5000 series, and then I just heard about the 6000 series, so I don't know where those are going. I didn't bring that. I was gonna bring that up into this topic, guys, but I kind of didn't know too much information at that because the news just came out a couple of days ago, and there was not much information on that release.
Yeah, so next week there might be some more news to talk about Nvidia and AMD.
So that might be coming into the topic next week. So if you're interested, please make sure you subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and already make sure you actually go to the next podcast and actually say notify me, so you can actually be notified. So when we go live next time, you'll be able to know what our topic's going to be about. And I think that's it, Joe. So everybody, see you next weekend, which is going to be on my channel again. Is that about right, Joe?
Yep.
So
definitely.
Peace out, guys.